Hello people, welcome to my first vlog actually at Stanford. For background, my name is Emily and I am a senior at Stanford, and this is a vlog about my fall quarter. I decided to de-loft my bed for the first time in all 4 years that I've been at Stanford because I finally decided to try to put a little bit more effort in and not make it look like a monk's bedroom. So I was really struggling trying to make this bed frame a little lower, though. I felt like it was supposed to be a two-person task, but my mom already left, so I persevered behind closed doors so nobody could see how silly I looked. My roommate lives just behind that door, so I'm in a 2-room double, and I'm in the outside room, but this is my first time having my own room, so I'm super excited about that. I feel a bit like a realtor describing all the attributes of this dorm called Xanadu, but there are 3 floors to it. There's a very nice window and balcony between the 2nd and 3rd floor, and yeah, I fully utilize that balcony. Welcome to my first Monday of fall quarter. I am getting ready with my cup of instant coffee and enjoying the nice balmy weather of California. Whenever I'm not actually in a huge rush, I try to walk to class because I'm in a very central place on campus, so it's never a long shot to any class that I have. But sometimes I do use my bike because it's nice to feel the wind blowing through my hair, and I get a little sentimental about it. Check out this fat, massive cookie that our chef Alejandra in the house made for us. She spoils us almost every evening with a dessert, a little sweet treat after our dinners. So we are very well kept in this house. On Monday, I had my energy class, and then a media class, and my environmental communication class, and Tuesday I have applied optimization, which sounds very vague and confusing, which it mostly was, but at times it was enjoyable in a kind of terrible way. When I wake up in the morning, I don't really bother changing out of my PJs before I go downstairs for my hot water, but then I guess I ran the risk of being called a millennial for wearing this shirt. That night, Joey kindly put on his Nintendo Switch so we could play Overcooked as a lounge. You can generally tell how early I woke up in the day by how many accessories, like rings and earrings, I have on, and this is my very nice farmer fit of the day. This is probably the only time I actually had my iPad out in the class taking notes, so I'm glad I caught footage of me being a diligent student. I work part-time as a front desker at an arts gym, so I went to the Sweets Hall to sign my I-9 form before getting started with my fiction assignment. I don't actually remember what it was, but I just remember I was very excited to be doing it outside in the nice weather. I usually eat my meals with other residents in the house to socialize, but I had to do a late lunch because my class ends pretty late, and I ended up watching this weird anime called Dungeon Meshi. Later that night, we had our mandatory house meeting during the first week where we got oriented, and we got to meet everybody in the house, which was super fun, and we all got heart-shaped glasses and flower crowns before rolling out to Determine Fountain to set goals and manifestations for our fall quarter with these beautiful lamps that kind of resemble Tangled. So we kind of flopped. Someone's caught fire actually, and we had to like stomp it out, but I don't know, I think they had a pretty good quarter. I forgot who it was. live on the second floor right next to the staircase, and I have slid, like literally tumbled down these stairs twice throughout the quarter. Slippery suckers. I literally love bread bowls the most in the world. It makes me crave Panera bread very bad, and it was actually one of my 2025 vision board items in Pinterest. It was literally just pictures of soup everywhere. After going to the gym, I caught a ride with my moms, my old friends, half of whom who have graduated, but they've stayed in the Bay, and we convene at MJ Sushi or Tofu House whenever we start missing each other, just for a little catch-up gossip session. And then I scurried back to Xanadu for Euro class, which was our first party of the year, hosted in our backyard. So I was trying to dress a little bit classier, but I quickly retreated back to my room. One thing about hosting is that you can just crawl back to your room whenever you get tired. And it's a good thing that I'm a heavy sleeper. I might try some just to see how it tastes. I will do. The progressive is this row house tradition where you host a little room warming activity in each room. So Annie's my roommate, by the way, she's a very awesome human being. We made our disgusting little apple cider vinegar concoction with gin and forced people to drink it. I'm not even gonna pretend that they enjoyed it, but I think it was like a gut cleanse. A big thing for me this fall quarter was my first English class ever. I enrolled in a 5-unit fiction class, and it's my first proper writing class in college. I guess I waited until my senior year to do it, but that's the thing about your last undergrad year is that you want to try everything, so I have to do it before I leave college, and it's harder to pick up these fun hobbies and interests that I have. So one of our exercises was to go to the Anderson collection at Stanford, so I biked there, and we walked around independently and chose 2 paintings that kind of spoke to us and wrote about it by hand for 40 minutes. And it was very, very quiet and peaceful and made you take notice of things that you typically don't spend that much time on. I suppose I was inspired somewhat by the Anderson collection because I began this painting in my workplace, actually. This is the Robley Arts Gym, and they have free art supplies. This is not a plug. Well, I guess it is because I'm staffing it, but you can come or not come, I don't care. I will admit this is the only time I actually painted that quarter, but I began it. Yes, those are feet, but it's waiting there for me to finish it, I guess, next quarter. Winter may be the time that I finish my foot painting. This is a pretty exciting chapter of my life. I began learning the drums just so I could be in a student band with some friends from my dorm and my good friend Miriam, who is not in our dorm but equally valuable member. I couldn't tell you why my face looks like that. I promise I'm having a lot of fun. So I first started learning week 3 in the Robley Arts Gym on this electric kit that's there for student use. And then I also borrow a new friend's acoustic kit for practices with the band. So here we are practicing in a house across the street from Xanadu. We decided on our set list songs together, and now we've built up to around 6 or 7 songs, and we're hoping to make it even bigger in winter quarter. First performance. Oh. We were this mixture of intimidated and inspired by the established student bands on campus. This is Claire's in town, and they are phenomenal. And they played in our backyard. Leland is actually the one who gives me his drum kit, so shout out Leland. And we snuck onto the roof of 550 to watch The Move play their very jazzy and wonderful set. So it inspired us to practice more.
Ignore me. I'm not here.
This is our last band practice before our special dinner performance in the house where Bandadoo was birthed.
Your head is in it, Dylan. Y'all ready?
Yeah, let's go.
Among other musical things, I also auditioned and joined a singing group called Side by Side, where they go to nursing homes and sing like old songs from the 50s for them. These are some of like the sweetest and most genuine people I've ever met at Stanford. The biggest change in me this quarter is probably how social I became. On a field trip to Nevada this quarter, I made a great friend on the bus. And yeah, I just love coming back from class and seeing all the people in Xanadu sitting in the lounge. It very much feels like the third space that everybody talks about, like that coffee shop around the corner where everybody knows your name, but it's just built-in friends.
How do you hope to meet someone?
Say hi for the vlogs. Another thing that was really memorable was my RA Tom's birthday, where we drove up to the Half Moon Bay Beach at night, and it was so beautiful. NorCal has cold beaches, but it kind of gives me like the singer-songwriter Ichiko Aoba vibes. Aoba? I don't know how to pronounce her name, but she was one of my top artists for Spotify Wrapped this year. I got to experience some very special moments, like being with Fong when he turned 21 and bought his first very fruity alcohol from Trader Joe's. And that's our lead singer, Dalen, by the way, sitting in the crossguard jacket. Very charismatic. This is a special row event where we cook for attendees to raise money to donate and also to fund house stuff, and we call it Xanadosas and Mimosas, and we made dosas and mimosas, a heaping mass of it, and it kind of rekindled my love of cooking and being bossy. And we kind of decorated and put tables throughout our entire dorm to seat people, and we even got to give the bartender a dosa that we made during cleanup, which was very nice. I hope he liked it. At least he looked like he liked it. He might have been pretending to not hurt our feelings, to be honest.
Yeah.
We made sweet and salty dosas, so this one had Greek yogurt and honey and cinnamon on it, and the other one had potatoes. This was for lower row formal, and I borrowed my sister Dana's dress and had like a nip slip twice throughout the event because I stepped on my dress and broke the strap. But then my RA Paloma saved my life and tied a dead knot so I could have the rest of the evening dancing. I went to the big game at Berkeley for the first time with some friends, and we did some very classy activities on the Caltrain. Newly electrified, you should try it. It's very clean and fast. And then we went to a diner to stuff our faces before actually going to the football game, where we lost splendidly in the only way that Stanford can. This was very close to finals week, and we went bar hopping in San Francisco, saw the beautiful Christmas tree, and then we very quickly scurried away from the bar to a diner. I think it's called Grub Steak Diner, and it's amazing. It's 1,000,000 times better than the bar that we were at. Although it's not pictured, I did have some academically challenging times.
I have 2 orders.
And sometimes that were not about academics at all. There were many catch-ups and tearful goodbyes before winter quarter because we're very dramatic. And these are my grummies, and I love them very much. I met them in Korea, and then we went to Fambrini's Cafe. We were literally slinking around the dorm trying to postpone our departure, but we had to leave because we were kicked out of our dorms for winter closures. But, you know, with the power of Love Island, I was transitioned safely to home. I've grown a lot personally and brainly this quarter, and I'm very grateful for so many of the new friends that I've made. And also for the old friends that have come back from Australia. That's Esther, by the way.